comedy? Say yeah! Say yeah! Go crazy! Put your hands together for Anisa Nandaula! Hello! Thank you so much for coming. We're gonna have an awesome time. I love being in Melbourne, but the little time I've spent here, I've learned a lot about you people. The main thing I've learned about you is you guys have a skill, and that is the ability to ignore meth heads on public transport. On the trams, I'm not, equipped with this skill, but I see you. Always be that one dude on the tram who's just like, fuck, and fuck, and fuck, and fuck. And everyone on that tram is just like, I'm the only idiot looking directly at him. How do I look away? He has a massive radio and he's doing these ones. You know what I did? I fucked up. I accidentally made eye contact with one of these junkies and he called me a nigger slut. Now, I have someone on my Instagram who's been calling me that, so I was like, Big Titty Lover 69. Is that true? Recognize that face from anywhere. Melbourne's crazy. I'm originally from Uganda. Who knows what that is? Say yeah. Yes. Originally from Uganda. And it's a big move. Like, when my mom was taking me from Uganda to Australia, she was trying to make sure I understood what was going to happen. She was trying to keep me up with what was going on. So she was like, Anisa, I'm going to move you to the most multicultural part of Australia. And then I grew up in Queensland, Rockhampton. For fuck's sakes. And as an African, I get a very warm feeling when I see other black people. But Rockhampton is the type of place where you could go months without seeing another African, The first time I saw a non-white person, they were mixed, black and white, a cow, but just that Wakanda forever, I guess, a little bit. That's the level. And white people, I don't want you guys to think that I'm a white people hater. Because when I was coming to Australia, I was so excited to meet you guys. And I know it's silly, but I genuinely thought that every white person was gonna look like the people in the show Sex and the City. Now I got to Rockhampton. I was like, this is Sex in the Caravan. Yuck. But I was excited. You know the part that I found very difficult to get used to? Every country has their own noises. Like when my family heard the noises, in my language, we call them jinns, which means devils. Yeah. I think in Australia, you guys would call them possums. Listen to me. I don't like animals that have fingers. I don't want to live with an animal that could do this. And I don't like how Australians, you guys act like possums are normal, like they have a right to be in your property. They're like the Jehovah's Witnesses. Don't ask me why my possum has a fat ass. I got so lucky because for some reason, my possum just chose to live above my mom's bedroom. And I was like, my God. I love her, but we fight. Like, let me tell you one of the biggest arguments me and my mom got into, and then you guys will say who's in the wrong. So, the biggest fight we had is someone's washing machine accidentally got delivered to our house. I saw it, and I was like, in this economy? My mom saw it, and she's like, no, Anisa, I did not raise you like this. And I'm like, me keeping this washing machine is the most Australian way for me to handle this. I'm gonna acknowledge the traditional owners of the washing machine and put it on Facebook Marketplace. Always wash, always will rinse. Thank you! And by the way, guys, sometimes I get sad that I'm not making the amount of money that I should be making. And if you ever feel ungrateful about your belongings, sell them on Facebook Marketplace. List the items. I like to list stuff, and when people are like, is it available? I'm like, no. I just want to know you want what I got. Just wasting people's Oh, feels good. So yeah, this was my mom's roof. And we're still new immigrants at this point. She's like, I'm going to call the police. And I let her because I wanted to see how it played out. I've got an intruder. He's got pointy nose, sharp claws, big hairy ass. The police arrested my brother. You guys can laugh, he's ugly. Coming to Australia was my dream. All I wanted was to come to school in Australia. And this is my first day in Australian school. My teacher was very excited to introduce me. You guys know how white women get excited to introduce immigrants? The white women realizing it's them. The kids weren't listening, so she was trying to get their attention. She's like, everyone. Nerd. She was so excited. She's like, everyone, this is Anisa. She's from Africa. And all the kids were like, even the one Indian. And I was like, fuck off, Raj. Bit like the curry pot calling the kettle black, but that's a joke. There's no Indians in Rockhampton. And I remember I sneezed, and this boy, Brendan, was like, I didn't know Africans could do that. What? Do you know? Like, did he think that the white Australian kids were like, God, choo? And then as an African, I was like, Sabenya! You know? And I couldn't even get angry at this kid because when I came to Australia, I didn't know anything about you guys. In my school in Kampala, Kaboja Primary, we had one white kid in the whole school, and we bullied him brutally. I know. Now that I know you guys, I'm like, that was not the right way for us to deal with that Filipino. We didn't know. When I came to Australia and I saw my first redhead, I was like, whoa. Is that a Filipino too? I couldn't stop staring at him. His name was Stuart. He had this red hair, beautiful freckles, green eyes, and I just couldn't take my eyes off this kid. Because in Uganda, redheads, they get kidnapped by witches and used for spells. And I don't want to talk about it. But I was staring at him. And I think Stuart looked down on me because they thought Africa was like a lowly place or whatever. And randomly, he was just like, you must be so happy that you don't live in Uganda. I was like, no, you must be so happy you don't live in Uganda because they'd fuck you up. Being in Australian school was the coolest. I arrived midterm, so they were learning about First Nations people, dream time. I was like, this is fucking sick. And you know how in primary school they bring out they will out that massive TV? Yes. And we're watching this documentary. And in the documentary, they're saying anytime there's a traditional owner in the room, acknowledge them. Everyone turns and they look at me. I was like, traditional owner, my mom's renting, I don't know. The only thing my family owns is a washing machine. Do you remember potato smileys? No, I feel like a lot of people from the older generation, they don't remember them. Don't feel bad for him, he's got property. But they're like hash browns and smiley faces, and they're so good. You dip them in tomato sauce, they're delicious. The first time I tasted them, I was like, I have heard mixed things about the guy that discovered Australia. But if he discovered potato smileys, we need to agree the captain can cook. Because these, good God, they're delicious. It was cool. like I said, a lot of these kids had never met an African before. So they were very happy to see me. Okay, I was like the introductory black person. I was like the butter chicken of black people. Give me a couple of hours, I'll give you the shits. Like that's... They were super happy to see me. The only kid that wasn't happy to see me was Stuart. Stuart the redhead. Yeah, like I remember one time he called me a monkey, and I was like, does orang stand for orangutan? We're at the same zoo, baby. He'd always call me slurs. I was so lucky though, because he called me a slur, and my teacher was a white South African. And she overheard him calling me a slur, and she went over there and taught him some more. Are there any white South Africans here? White South Africans are the fucking worst. What's going on? Is this the first you're hearing of this? She was sweet though. She was trying to teach Stuart to stop being racist. She just was a little bit thick, you know? Like, this was her plan. She was like, I want to teach Stuart to stop being racist, so I want to put on a documentary of Martin Luther King. And I want you to be there so that he can look at the documentary, look at you, look at the documentary, look at you, and then he'll stop being racist. I was like, one problem. I'm from Uganda. And we don't like African Americans either. We are going to watch this documentary and become racist together. I just realized there's a whole row full of African Americans. And also, as a Ugandan, I can't relate to Martin Luther King because Ugandans, we're very passive. We don't speak up to power. We're very scared. If a Ugandan wrote the Martin Luther King speech, it wouldn't be called I Have a Dream. It would be I have a slight suggestion if that's okay with you. Yeah. And I don't know. I think back and I don't blame him. I don't hold any ill feelings towards him. He was just a kid, you know? He can't choose where he was born. I looked him up on Facebook and he's still racist. And he works at Kmart. You guys are like, she wouldn't share his exact place of work. So if you go to Queensland, Brisbane, Garden City, if you go down the elevator, he's right there next to the H&M. And it's weird, like when he would say stuff, back then it would have impacted me, but now it's whatever. I feel super Aussie. Dude, I went to Indonesia and this little Balinese guy comes up to me and he's like, where are you from? And I was like, oh, I'm Aussie. And he goes, try again. I think Africa. I was like, you little cunt. Do you know how weird it is to look like Whoopi Goldberg and identify as Steve Irwin? And I'm Muslim, so I feel like I can't participate in the Australian culture because I don't drink. But I would love to glass people. No, wish I could. I think what has helped me feel a little bit more Australian is I'm dating someone from here. Yeah, my boyfriend, Stuart. That's my man. I came with my single mom. And I don't know, man. I feel like I've always been a little bit jealous of people that that had two parents. You know what I mean? Did you grow up with two parents? Yeah. You think you're better than me? When you have two parents, the roles are clear. You know, like one parent will come in, do these ones. He said, that's true. We hitting our kids? I think Australians and Ugandans, we view hitting children differently. Like, I feel like if you guys saw my mom hitting me, you'd be like, oh. But if I was in Uganda and they saw my mom hit me, they'd be like, oh, can I have a go? Whatever. But I feel like when you have two parents, it's easier. The roles clear. One parent disciplines, and then the other one will come in and they'll, comfort you, right? But my single mom, if I was being a little shit, she would hit me. 5 minutes later. What that crazy lady did back there was fucked. You know what's fucked up? It's even harder because I feel like I'm the strong one in the family. So I feel like I took a lot of other people's problems on. And being the strong one is not a flex. That's the worst job there is. All the strong ones say, yeah. Yeah. We're not happy, are we? It's not a good job. If you're the strong one in your family, there's only one way out of that job. You need to be more mentally ill than everyone else. That's the only way out of it. If someone in your family comes up to you and says they feel suicidal, you've got to be like, oh, erase ya. That's the only way. And it's messed up because I feel like generally in the Australian family unit, it's quite individualistic. Everyone's problems are their own problems. But in brown families, everyone's problems are your problems. Right now, me, my brother, and his wife are having marital issues. Everywhere we walk around. My sister-in-law, we were in a marriage counseling session, and she was like, in my marriage with your brother, who do you think wears the pants? And I was like, honestly, my mom. This is the level. You know why I respect white people? Because you have boundaries. If one of your family members fucks with your boundaries, you cut them off like that. White people who've cut off a family member say, yeah. Yes. When you cut the family member off, did you just stop talking to them?
20 years.
20, he's counting. 20 years, 1 minute ago, yes. Who was it that you cut off?
My mother.
Your mother. We all don't know how to feel about that yet. So you cut her off, you just stop talking to her. Yes, I've cut off 2 family members and I talk to them 3 times a week. But in my head, we're done. The only white people thing that I tried is I tried therapy. Therapy changed my life. I have an Indian therapist and she's the best. She found out that I do stand-up comedy and she said, I'm gonna come to one of your shows and then I'm gonna take you for dinner afterwards. My boyfriend responded the same way. He was like, that's a breach of professionalism? And I was like, that's a free appointment? So I will be going. I just want a little bit. I don't even want a lot of money. I just want a little bit. I just want to be able to afford therapy. I want to have multiple pairs of glasses. How many glasses do you own, baby girl? 20. Wow. Can anyone beat 20? Yeah. These broke hoes can't be. This is where I want to be financially. Do you know, for those of you who don't understand, glasses are so expensive. I took my mom to buy a pair of glasses, and the only glasses that were in my price range were these 3 styles: murderer, serial killer, pedophile. Some of you are silent because you have one of those pairs on right now. And her optometrist comes over, and she's like, look, bad news. Your mom needs 2 pairs of multifocal glasses. That's like $300 each. And she's like, if you don't get them, her vision is slowly gonna deteriorate until she's permanently blind. And my mom looks at me because I'm paying. And I'm like, Stevie Wonder's done some great things. You've seen enough, eh? So expensive. Is this, I don't like taking my mom shopping. She's very honest. Is this an African mom thing, to be honest? Yeah. Bro, I took her clothes shopping. She saw this top that she liked. And this cute girl that worked there was like, if you like that top, I'm actually wearing the same one if it makes your decision easier. And my mom looks her up and down and goes, I don't want it. I was like, oh no. So that's my mom. And my dad, he lives in Uganda. And he sends motivational messages on WhatsApp. So this is the one that I got. In life, dream big. Strive hard for the things that you want. And most importantly, remember, when times get hard, don't be gay. And then he sent this emoji. You know the message? That don't be gay. How does he think I respond to life, you know? Like I'll accidentally crash my car and I'll be like, no! Don't you look away from me. You look me in the eyes. When times get hard, don't be gay. I texted back, in this economy, no promises. Scissor emoji, scissor emoji. Feeling gay as fuck. Endless motivational messages. So, my father, staunch Muslim. And in Islam, we're very fixated on preparing ourselves for the afterlife. So, this is one he sent. Do not fear death. Fear the state in which you die. I don't want to die in Perth. It's like dying twice, isn't it? Have you guys ever met a doomsday prepper? Oh yeah, and if you haven't, the way that they're different from the rest of us is they keep spares of everything. Like I went to visit my dad in Uganda, had spare wives, spare kids. So this is very normal. So it's an African phenomenon. At one point in every African child's life, they will discover they have surprise siblings. Very normal. I'm just gonna cross-check my data. Do you have any? Yes? How many? One. Oh, one so far. I was gonna say one. Your dad lazy. Only one. How about you? 4. Yeah, put in that work. Very good. 4. Oh, do you have any?
Yes, I do.
You've amassed heaps? Yeah, same. I think at the moment, in counting, my dad raised 6 children. I mean, it sounds like a lot if you don't know he's got 12. But 6. And I don't know, I'm a little bit jealous because I feel like it's nice to know the exact number of siblings that you have. Like, you just know. Like, I feel like when I talk about my siblings, I've got to talk about them the same way I talk about Gucci bags. I've got one real one, a bunch of fakes. So, that's a joke. I can't afford a Gucci bag. I'm happy. I'm very happy that my mom moved me to Australia. Because I did. I met the love of my life. And I think interracial dating is incredible because you get to learn so much about your partner, so much about where they're from. When I started dating my partner, I learned every single thing there was to know about ancient China. Yeah, and then he told me he was Malaysian. What a fucking waste. I reckon Asian men are the sexiest men on the planet. Who's with me? Not the Asian women going. Really? Asian men are fine as hell. Are there any here tonight? Bing! You're Asian? Half. Yeah, bing! Don't want to misfire. Where are the rest? All right, this feels racist. Where are they? Where are you? Oh, bing! I see you back there. Are you Asian? Not you. You know you're not. What do you mean? Don't piss me off. Wait, are you? You're Filipino. Hey! My guy from Uganda, you're here. Bang! And then there's another one behind you at the back. Where are you from?
Germany. So white.
Oh, fuck, Specsavers is fucking me up. What they put in these glasses? Oh. Germany, actually the whitest a white could ever white. My bad. I think Asians are fine as hell. So I met my boyfriend at a party, and he was getting drunk. Do you guys know what happens to Asian guys when they get drunk? They get the blush. I didn't know that. I saw my boyfriend from a distance turning bright red, and inside, I just made a decision. I'm gonna fuck this traffic light. He's going from yellow to red, and I'm not stopping, you feel me? I don't know if you guys can tell I'm very confident. We can tell. I'm very confident because I used to work as a door knocker for charities. So I was like, when I'm hitting on him, I'm just gonna use the same script. Hello, would you like to give hope to an African? Tap here. That's my man. And okay, so I saw him at a party, and I'm like, he's the most beautiful man I've seen in my life. I cannot let him get away, because typically you don't see Asian men and black women together because they don't think that we're interested. So I was like, he needs to know that I am interested. He's standing at the other end of the party, so I need to make it clear. So I was like, okay, what do I do? In movies, I think, like, you dance and you make eye contact. So I was like, I'm gonna do that, because I need him to know. So I was like... And I think he thought that I was a creep because there was no music playing. I needed him to know. And everyone that was African, I don't know why he was there. You know what? He was kind of like hiding with all these people, and I could tell that he was really uncomfortable and kind of scared. That's how I like my men, by the way. So I was like, all right, I want to hit on him, but I don't want him to feel accosted or like it's just too much, because he's already scared and nervous by the context. So I was like, all right, I'm going to hit on him, but I want to be as sweet as possible so he doesn't feel pressured. So I went up to him. I was like, hello, my name is Anisa. I think that you are very handsome, and I'd love to take you out maybe for lunch sometime. You're 100% allowed to say no. I'll just have to tell everyone here that you used the N-word. And we've been together for 7 years. So. It works, is what I'm trying to say. Can you believe it? 7 years. And this year we're actually expecting to move in with my mom. So. My mom, very, very religious Muslim. My boyfriend likes to party. And I didn't know how this was gonna work, right? Because I'm a stand-up, that means I'm always away, always touring, I'm never home. And I left them alone for the first time, 2 weeks. And my mom calls me. She's like, this is not working. Me and your boyfriend have decided one of us must go. And we think it should be you. They get along so well. Can you believe it? Guys, my household is very Muslim. I did not expect for him to ease into it. You walk into my house, you just hear the Quran blasting on YouTube. And I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't think you should play any religious materials on YouTube, because this is all you hear in my home. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's. Iyyaka na'budu Wa iya kanastain. Wouldn't it be nice if the world were Cadbury? The whole Quran read by Frank Walker National Tiles. Just pay the subscription. All this madness and craziness, my boyfriend just slid right into it. And I never thought I'd be saying this, but my Australian boyfriend is becoming Muslim. Yeah, I'm gonna tell him tomorrow. You can't just, you gotta, little conversations, just sneak it in, little conversations. I wanted to bring up the conversation of, what's that thing men, circumcision. I forget the word. I got it mixed up. I was like, babe, it's time for us to talk about getting you castrated. But yeah, it's going so well. In every relationship I've had, failed. Total disaster. So I'm like, what is it about this one that, you know what I mean? I'll tell you the meanest guy that I dated, okay? So this dude, he told me that I smelled like tuna. And in my Ugandan culture, eating fish is for the rich. I opened my legs, said, welcome to the upper class. If I've dated all of these losers and all these mean men, why is this relationship working? So I was like, I don't know. Maybe we're compatible. What are they? The love languages? What are they? Quality time, someone spending time with you. Gift giving, yes. You like stuff. Service, yes. You like it when people. Oh, you know them all. Service, physical touch. You remember that one, don't you? I don't know. Maybe we have compatible love languages. I think mine is what's the money one? Gifts. But I'm so easy to impress because I grew up poor. Like I slept over my boyfriend's house. He left the air conditioner on all night. I was like, I got a rich boy. He made it colder. He's like, oh, checking how I feel. He's like, is that all right? Does that feel okay? I was like, it feels like I'm gonna quit my job. This is how you live. My boyfriend's an engineer. So yeah, he's autistic, yeah. I think engineers are very, they're very honest. And I appreciate that because I like people that are forward with me. You know exactly where you stand, right? 2 weeks into dating my partner, I jumped the bullet and I said, I love you. And he was like, I love ants because they work as a team. This is the most autistic situation I've ever been in. I was getting ready to meet his Chinese grandmother. We're at her doorstep. And I was like, babe, I'm scared she's not gonna like me because I'm black. And he goes, me too. Now get in. And I get in there. And his grandma starts talking shit about white people. I was like, my bitch. His Chinese grandmother, she puts her hands on my cheeks and she goes, you are so beautiful. And Asians hate the blacks. So for her to say that to me, I was like, this is going on my LinkedIn. This is how I knew I was in with her. She did that thing that old immigrant ladies do. I was trying to leave, and she kept trying to give me money. And I was like, oh my God, no, I couldn't possibly. And I handed it to my boyfriend, and as we were leaving, I was like, you better give me that shit when we get home. I need some new glasses. My relationship with money is weird because I should be grateful. If you keep the context of my life, where I came from, I should be grateful. I have so much more. Like when I lived in Uganda, my life was so different. Just the basics, things you don't think about. In Uganda, the electricity would randomly just turn on, turn off. Yeah, so we would light candles, and that was normal. So in my mind, I just associated candles with being broke. So now when my boyfriend's like trying to be romantic, lighting candles, I'm like, you fucking threatening me? Because I'm not going back. He loves the scent. He's like, it's pomegranate. It's not pronounced like that. It's pronounced poverty. I'm not going back. You know, so I should be grateful, given all of that. But I just, you know, I think when I came to Australia, I just never put myself in a position to get more money. Like every job I've done has been a job that I've hated. I used to work at a call center at the bank, and it was the worst, right? The only benefit was when I was single, I would take advantage of my position to talk to men who were doing well. I had this one guy call, and he's like, I make $300K a year. I have a $200K home loan deposit. What can you give me? I'm like, your first child. We're on the phone. He's trying to get himself identified by giving me his address. I'm like, I'm already here. Open up. Got this tuna pussy for you. Breathe it in. Why are you looking down? Why are you looking down? Can you smell it? Breathe in then. Don't hide from me. Thank you. The only reason why I kind of got a little bit annoyed with people who are in the older generation is because your generation is doing financially well, right? And I feel like they kind of rubbed it in because they're the only ones who have large amounts of money in their bank account. And they knew that I could see it, and they rubbed it in. They were like, yeah, 300K, yeah. What if I went to the old people's home and I did that? Yup. Metabolism. You see it. I'm jealous, you know? I just want to be doing financially better. And there's a big difference between the younger and the older generation financially, and I'm on their team. There's a big difference between this young cutie pie, the half Asian, half whatever, and this older cutie pie. And financially, I'm on his team. This young guy, you're super good looking, but that older gentleman has a good looking super. I'm on your team. Do you feel comfortable chatting with me, David?
Very comfortable.
Awesome. How much do you earn? No, I'm being a silly Billy. Don't answer, David. You don't have to answer what I'm telling you, but you look like you do. Rich people shit. Like go to the dentist. You know, when was the last time you went? Over a year ago. Oh, over a year ago, man. White people don't know how to enjoy money. Every month, You know, I just want to go to the dentist. I just want to say rich people shit, you know? Like the receptionist is like, I'll see you next time. I'll be like, yep. I don't know how that feels. I treat my teeth the same way my parents treated me. I ignore them as long as they're straight and don't come out. I'm gonna ask you one last question. Would you like to give hope to an African? Oh, you guys have been such cuties. Thank you so much. I've been Anisa.